Hi guys, happy Witchy Wednesday. Happy New Year. So, did you guys get a hangover this morning? I did not. I don't drink, so. But I was up all night with a fucking jaw ache, fibromyalgia, so. Alright, today we're going to go back into, oh god, we're almost on like part 35 or 30 of Traditional Witchcraft, so we're going to go into the Sorcery of bodily sensation and sight. So, this is very interesting stuff, and I love how I loved the video. I loved the information, so here we go. Alright, so it says here now, before I get to the peak of this work, in which I attempt to tie together in my own way, so many of these sorceress strands for you, let's talk about the body in the sense of sight. So this is one of my favorite conversations, though sadly not one I can have here at the length I want, because I have had so much profound experience with the sorceress utilization of the body itself. So we've talked about a lot about the breath and winds, the soul, and the like. So we've talked a lot about the white dragon, but now the red dragon needs her due. Ooh, I like that. So, and here we come face to face with a simple, ancient, and profound method of sorceress experience that can unlock many secret doors and pluck so many grains from the secret granary. Ooh, it's almost outrageous to imagine that such a simple and subtle thing could be hidden from us. So, right in plain view for a millennia, and yet here we are. It's reality. I like that. So when you're dealing with the body itself, the red serpent, you're also dealing with the land, and it's a great red serpent because the body as much a part of the land as the boulder or a tree. So it says here, as I pointed out before, there are tunnels in the land and tunnels in the body, but you're also dealing with whatever is in the land, like the underworld. So the flight down, the sinking down, the descent to the underworld is deeply connected with the conscious experience of the body. The underworld is not just a big void under the ground that you see with your eyes and feel with your feet. It is also the depths and darkness of the immediate sensation of the physical body. So this term is very important, sensation. You have a bodily sensation, only you probably didn't feel it very often. So, and this bodily sensation, the feeling of all of you, the feeling of being you, the feeling of having a body is sorcerously powerful. So yeah, I've totally, you can totally feel the energy in your body all over. So we've all just learned to ignore it all our lives, and yet learning to be aware of it again is easy. So the reason why it is so powerful is because it is the anchor of the soul, the feeling of a being when you're alive. Your wind soul and your body are mixed together fully. Every in-breath lets you feel the mixture happening. So your flesh is permeated by wind and life vitality. The same way the sorceress master himself permeates the solid dark land. So this is how the most mercurial being in existence is also a Saturnian. So the body can be used to sense or experience that soul, because while you're alive, the body and soul really can't be meaningfully divided. So this is the key understanding. Now go sit down somewhere. Put your feet on the floor, close your eyes, and can you feel the pressure between your buttocks and legs and back when you are sitting down? Easily you can. But take a deep breath, relax, and really imagine or examine that pressure and that heat. It feels different in those places than in the places like your face or the tops of your hands that aren't touching and pressing against something. So obviously, we all feel that feeling. So look into that pressure and heat. Deep inside, you'll notice a tingle or vibration or just a deep sensation. So it's easy to feel when you're standing up, and just your feet are pressing against the ground. So it's easy to miss because you've become so used to ignoring it. Now you're going to look again, feel again, any place that you press some part of you with weight against something. But there is a pressure, a heat, a deep sensation, which can feel many ways, but at first it's always subtle. I like this. So when you feel it, and it is easy to feel, don't try too hard. Don't ever try too hard. Ever. you must focus on it, and you realize that this sensation isn't just in the places where you're experiencing pressure. It's all over your body, in every cell of you, every iota of you. So go to a place where there's a boundary between where your body is pressing on something and a place where it isn't, and examine the boundary. So the sensation, it seems to stop at the boundary, but in reality it doesn't. It's on the other side of the boundary too. So it has to be, because that deep, pervasive sensation is the feeling of the red dragon, of the body charged with the vitality of soul. Every tiny bit of you has it, so you're buzzing with it all day, every day, all your life. So if you ever feel like a bodily sensation of buzzing, I do a lot in certain areas of my body, like my forehead, the top, my crown chakra, like the top of my head, it really is sensation. I get a really weird sensation there a lot, like all the time. So, okay, now what usually happens is that people start to feel it all over, and it's really rather effortless once you focus on it, and then their whole body starts to tingle, and the buzzing of pleasant dark life is all over them. So right where it always was anyway. So, welcome. This is a surprising and powerful sorceress initiation. Bear in mind that when I say sensation, I'm not talking about the tingling of nerve endings, as you get when you slap your hands together hard and then hold them close together. That's the sense of touch. So sensation is something that is one step deeper than sense, just the feeling of being you, aura of having a body, and soul mixing and buzzing with life. That's an etheric feeling. That's what you feel when you're in the etheric realm. So once you have your whole body buzzing and tingling with sensation, congratulations, you didn't make it happen. It was always there. You just became aware of it again, probably for the first time since you were an infant. And guess what? This sensation doesn't stop with you. The air has it, the wind has it, trees have it, rocks have it, other people have it. All of reality is endowed with this vitality. You are connected to everything, as I said before, and this sensation on the body, like the vitality of the breath, is another way to experience it. It's very interesting. I love that. So, you can sit there and, in deep experience of sensation, open yourself to another person or an animal or a tree and start to feel their sensation, channeling. And most importantly, the sensation, like the wind, that is part of it, isn't isolated to your body. So you can sink into it and go down, down, down into your body and into the underworld at the exact same time. To sink in into your body, the sensation isn't hard at all. Sitting there focusing on nothing but your sensation, it almost starts to happen automatically. I'm feeling it now. So as long as you focus on nothing but this, it seems slow and heavy and sluggish at times, or perhaps at first, but in reality it is a very free and strong. So yeah, I'm feeling it with my everything's on me now, what I'm talking about. So, alright, now when you die, your outward senses fail, but the sensation remains. It sinks down into the underworld and onto whatever dreams may come. So before you were born, that's precisely what you were. This intense feeling of sensation in the great dark pool of sensation that is the underworld, connecting to everything, within everything. So breath is a part of this, as a soul breath is exhaled from the body at death. The interior experience of sensation intensifies and moves away from the body and into an aerial liberation and flight to the depths. So at conception and birth, you arose from the deep sensation and soul breath vitalizing the forming body. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. So now, let me tell you about two of the most profound uses for this special and easy to attain sorcery. First off, just becoming aware of sensation. Something you can do while walking around, talking to people, typing on your computer, or anytime is a form of trance. If you're standing in a line at a store, you can do it by focusing on your feet, finding that sensation down there, and then becoming aware of it gradually or quickly all over your body. You can greet people in your sensation by focusing on it as you stand in front of them and sinking down into it a little bit and feeling their sensation. So it's a subtle way of greeting someone, but a real one. You are contacting them on a subtle level. It's pretty interesting. I like that. So pay attention to how you feel when you are in contact with your sensation. because your body and soul will send you messages and feelings, sometimes of great importance, through it. So how other people are feeling, or whether you or not they are dangerous or lying, or what they conceal, can be broadcast to you through it as feelings. So danger that has not yet arisen can be sensed by you if you are in touch with this bodily sensation. That's very interesting. Very interesting. And most importantly, the dead who are in the underworld can be found in it. They can communicate with you through it if you sink down to them, though, through it, which is really just a matter of focusing on nothing but that sensation. Sinking while focusing on their names and visualizing their faces in life. So you will reach them. Through the depth of the trance to do this causes you to essentially lie down and appear to be asleep, unmoving, and other beings too. The master, the queen below, the familiars, they can be met in just the same way. So following the same method like the breath and the body is the only sorceress tool you will ever need. So trouble sleeping? Not anymore. Lie down tonight. Focus on your bodily sensation. It's easy to find when your half body is pushing against a mattress. And then when your whole body is up like a buzz with the vital power of your soul, which is the sensation, just focus on nothing but that. So within minutes you will fall asleep. He says, I promise. So this is a secret sorceress cure to insomnia. But something else too. The dreams you have when you do this tend to be vivid and meaningful. It can be used as a dream oracle. The trick is to focus on nothing but the sensation and just let it go. Just sink into it and into the world below. Or into the whole world. So you can't let yourself think about other things. If you find yourself doing that, refocus on the pervasive and everywhere obvious sensation. So it's relaxing and powerful. It also destroys stress and makes a person more intuitive and calm the more they perform this simple and organic work. I like this. I really like this. So this technique had name among the ancient Greeks. It was called incubation. So it's used by the ancient something shamans to heal people, but also to journey into the unseen world and talk to spirits and the dead. You will also discover that it has healing power. If you are ill, incubate, sink. You will either feel better or you will, in trance, meet with beings who can offer you a way to heal yourself, or just have visions showing you what you must do, or feelings, intuitions telling you what to do. This technique goes back to the foundation of Western civilization and has many layers of power and use, which you are free to explore now. So, but for me, this great use is this. It is the way of using the body to know the soul and to know one's connection with all things and reach out to all things. It is pure, primordial essence of sorcery. That's interesting. That's interesting. I like it. So, okay, now let us shift to the sense of sight now. So I have said before that our senses are magical connections between us and everything else, and I quite meant what I said. Our entire experience intensifies itself in us, our experience of everything in the world, and we intensify in those things. Our senses are the channels by which we come to knowledge of this process. So sense isn't just side effects of a sense organs like eyeballs or eardrums. The senses are deeper than that, and sensations in one layer deeper than them. So if you are hearing a song, this is a hearing connection between you and the song that is intensifying in you, and then the you that is intensifying in the song. So if you are seeing a bird, this is seeing a connection between you and the bird that's intensifying in you, and you in the bird simultaneously. So it's a circle. The sense described a perfect circle that contains the things we call sense organ, sense person, and object of sense, making them all one watercourse, all one mysterious reality. That is really interesting. Sound, sight, all of it. Imagine just these binary beats that they do on here, like these hertz things. Yeah. So, I don't know. Okay, where'd I go? So, why not use the sight in new ways? What could you be looking for out there? So there's only one thing you can find yourself out there. Read carefully, looking at the world enough, really looking. That's what you'll need to find yourself. You have a presence in everything you see, just as it has a presence in you. And if that is the case, why just be over here in this red serpent that you are feeling? Your red serpent is out here too. So this white serpent you have in you, breathing in, it's exhaled, shooting out there too. So use your eye vision as the bridge. It can reach miles that your breath can't immediately or so quickly reach. So it's through the eyes. Alright, now go sit outside and look. Really look with the piercing gaze. You probably already did this when you used the forgetting trance, and you need to use that again. Engage the sense of sight without concepts to blunt it. Gaze into a tree or a boulder nearby. Really look into it. Your eye's sight may stop at the bark or the rocky surface, in which you can now see details you might have missed before, as your sensory visual mind really grasps it. So intensifying in you, but you can look further still. Imagine that you are focusing on a point a few inches into the tree or rock. You see the surface, but look deeper. Set your focus point inside it. It may take hours or even days of doing this, or perhaps only an hour or minutes, depending on you. But something's going to hit you, like a ton of the same boulders or trees you might be looking into. You're going to find yourself in there. So urge it on. Urge it on. Your piercing gaze, your eyesight, is already a connection between you and whatever you're looking at. The connection is full and established. Now you feel yourself in there. Feel what it would be like to be a tree or a rock. Keep staring. Be easy but firm. Be focused. Be consumed with just the object that you are using the gaze on. Ignore distractions. Be consumed in the vision. Soon the conceptual walls behind you and it will start to collapse, sometimes even violently. Ooh. So this is like a kind of like something like it's reminding me of ayahuasca without going to Peru and spending like thousands of dollars to actually do ayahuasca. So the healing, all of it. So what happened, he says, what happened for me the first time I accomplished this was as so. I was staring at a pine tree about 15 feet from me, a real big one. I gazed at it first, letting my soul tell me what point to focus on, and you'll have to feel that point. Then I looked onto the point and wouldn't let go with my eyes. As the tree intensified in me, and I in it, remember there was no conceptual mind at work here. I was just in the pure experience of the sense. I started to feel like I was over there, in the same place as the tree. So it was gradual, but it grew stronger, and then I could sense what was about 8 feet around the tree in every direction. I felt like there was a circle about 8 feet in diameter around me, full of leaves and fallen pine cones and even a bird picking at the ground. And then I realized that I was sensing this because this was what was around the tree. I was in two places at once. On the one hand, I was staring at the tree from a distance, and on the other hand, I was sensing as though I was the tree. It made sense to me then how witches were legendarily supposed to have the power to appear in other places aside from where their body was, because this particular capacity, this sorcerer's effect, tears open the intense participatory nature of reality and sense. That is really interesting. That's so cool. It's literally more projection of the mind. So, alright, now, David Abram learned this very same technique from a Nepalese shaman, and he covers the instructions that the shaman gave him in his book, Becoming Animal. Oh, I've seen that. And he does it with more detail and penchant than I do here. So, read that book. The shaman teacher of Abram told him to do this exercise with animals. One had to either focus the gaze on the being inside, gaze on a point a little low on the chest of the breast, or in its back, near the bottom of the back of its neck. So those were two places that animals could be sensed entered. Oh, or in which you could find yourself in them. And Abram, upon achieving his mastery of this art, was able to enter a raven and experience its flight. How interesting. I mean, this is all like deja vu with tarot cards, with, going, projecting your senses into something else, into the tarot cards, exploring them. I like this. So these things are very powerful, ancient, simple, organic, and most importantly, possible for you this very day. So in the next few weeks or months, if you are subtle and clear enough to gain anything from these words here, or from Abram's book, Great Works, in the simple power of the soul, all of the wonders are possible. So that is what it means to remember your humanity. So it is to remember your participation with everything, and why forgetting that human is such a horrendous loss. That is profound. Profound information. I love that. So, right now, tomorrow we will go back into, so this is the Shimmering Wind and the Wraith Prayer. So we will go back into that tomorrow. I am loving the tunnels, everything about the tunnels. It's just extremely great. So, alright guys, I hope you all have a great New Year's Day. I hope your New Year's resolutions are, good, positive, all that good stuff. So, and I hope you guys had a great night last night. So, I love you all very much, and thank you guys for watching. First video of 2020. I'll see you guys in live. So, I love you all very much. All my heart, all the way from Venus, all the way back down. Alright, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you all very much. And everybody have a great and safe day.